Have you ever become excited about a new topic, about the books, bookmarked the paper, watched many lectures, and then a few months later, you realized you had not made much progress? I have done this more times than I would like to admit. And over the year, I have realized that the problem usually is not motivation. It is having a process for turning information into understanding. After that initial burst of information, we get distracted. We feel overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information, or we simply don't know how to make meaningful progress. Most people think this is a personal failure, a lack of discipline, a lack of talent, or simply that they are not good at learning. But that's not what is actually happening. You don't have a motivation problem. The real problem is not having a system, a clear, structured process that takes you from the complete beginner to real meaningful output. So today I want to share exactly how I structure my own learning as a research scientist. And by the end of this video, you will have a step-by-step framework you can use to learn almost any complex topic on your own. So right now I am teaching myself about stress and its impact on our brain and pancreas for a new research project. These are topics I know something about, but I am nowhere near expert level, and I want to take you through every single step of how I do this. If you are a student or a researcher or just someone who wants to learn deeply, not in solo way the internet often promotes, this video is for you. Let's start with the foundation. Before anything else, you need to know what you actually want to be able to do, not learn about stress and the brain-body axis. That's too bad. Without a clear goal, you ramble through information without retaining any of it. You end up with a bunch of half-remembered facts and zero progress. Your goal doesn't have to be enormous. It can be writing a short blog post, solving a specific equation in physics or mathematics, or implementing a small machine learning tool. Something concrete, something that tells you exactly when you have succeeded. For me right now, the goal is to build a research project on stress brain pancreas connection that can actually get funded either by the government, grants, or private company. That will probably take about a year. But having that clear destination, that can change everything about how I study. So write down your big goal, then break it into 2 or 3 small intermediate wins you can hit this week. Mine right now is writing at least 300 words every day on the topic. Small enough that can't talk myself out of it. And here is something most people skip. Write down your why, career progression, genuine intellectual passion, personal reason that connect you emotionally to the topic. Put it somewhere visible, a post into a monitor, the first page of your notebook, or a note on your phone. Because 6 months in, when results are slow and motivation is fading, you will need to reread it, and that's why becomes your anchor. Now finding the right resources. Most people treat like this like 30-minute Google search. It's not. Finding the right resources is a project by itself. Expect it to take 1 to 2 weeks. Start with trust foundation material, a good recent textbook, high quality lecture notes, or if you are in the research, a strong review article published in last 5 to 10 years. Use that as your map. If you remember only one thing from this entire section, remember this: one great review paper is worth more than 50 random Google searches. A good review paper doesn't just give you information, it gives you a structure. It shows you the major questions, the key discovery, the importance debate, and the researcher driving the field. Mine, the reference list like a detective. Which authors keep appearing, which papers does every one side, those become your anchor. For researchers and PhD students, take the top 5 to 7 authors from that list and dive into their recent work. And here is the step most people completely miss. Search their name on YouTube, plus word like a talk or lecture. Almost every major conference now posts a recording online for free. One well delivered 40 to 45 minutes talk by a true expert will often give you more intuitions and clarity than 10 dense paper. For example, when I was diving into the neuroscience topic, I found one excellent review paper. Traced the key author, watched 3 of their conference talk. Suddenly the whole framework clicked. Concept that would have taken me like a week of painful reading landed in single afternoon. That feeling of understanding is addictive. If you are newer for the basics, look at the structured online courses like MIT, they have open courses, Stanford or some EDX. And don't forget university syllabus as well, like Harvard, MIT, Stanford and some others often post their full degree program online. Someone smarter than us have already figured out the optimal learning sequence. Still that math. Finally, build a broader reading list that include lighter books too, like popular science titles, history of the field, even the slightly controversial books. You know, the curiosity needs fuel, and if you read only dry academic paper, you will burn out. Okay, now comes the hard part. Not build the plan, actually sticking to it. Set dedicated time block and treat them like meetings you can't cancel with your boss. I protect my morning. If you have a 9 to 5 job, maybe it's 7 to 8 am or one focus hour in the evening. One consistent hour every single day beats 4 scattered hours on weekend. Curate your environment deliberately. I have my main desk at home, a couple of favorite cafe, a quiet spot in the library. Walking into those places or those spaces automatically trigger focus mode. Your brain loves context. Use that to your advantage. Make it social when you can. I use Pomodoro technique, 50 minutes of deep working followed by 10-minute break, where I sometimes chat with my friend, my colleagues. You know, the accountability is surprisingly powerful. You can do the same one friend, one colleague, or one online community. And here is the rule that matter most. After every 5 paper or 3 lecture, you must produce something. I learned this lesson the hard way. Maybe you can. During my PhD, I spent nearly 3 weeks reading paper without producing a single page of writing. I felt productive. Every day I was highlighting articles, taking notes and convincing myself I was making a progress. But I wasn't moving forward. The moment I forced myself to writing at least 300 words every day, everything changed. Suddenly I could see the gaps in my understanding. Ideas started connecting. My thinking became clear. And that's because passive reading feels like a learning but isn't. And there is some neuroscience reason for it. I have mentioned in my previous video. Every time you retrieve information from the memory and use it, the neuronal circuits evolve, that knowledge becomes stronger. Learning isn't built by the exposure alone, it's built by retrieving and application. And that's why I recommend writing 300 words, explaining the concept out aloud as if you are teaching a friend, recording a voice note, or recreating a figure from the memory. Application is where the real learning happens. Every time you force output, you engage with material on much deeper level. You will get bored. You will want to chase a shiny new topic. That's normal. The people who build real expertise are the ones who keep going anyway. For tracking progress, keep it simple and keep it messy. I have one evolving Microsoft doc file where I dump everything: key takeaways, open questions, half-formed idea, things I still don't understand. I also use a bullet journal to track each session, note my current bottleneck, and write exactly what I am struggling with. That way I know exactly where to focus next time. And sometimes I use a voice note, talking through the problem out aloud while on a walk. It sounds a bit strange, but it's incredibly effective for clarifying thoughts. It sounds chaotic, and it is chaotic, but at the end of this messy, non-linear progress, you will have something real: a paper, a new skill, a new grant, a tool that actually builds a fundable research idea. Learning anything new outside of your structured university program is supposed to feel messy. That's not a sign something is wrong. That's just what real learning looks like, which is from the inside. I hope seeing how this process actually unfolds for me gives you comfort, and more importantly, a practical system you can start using this week. So before you leave, write one thing you have committed to learning over the next 6 months. Not 10 things, just one thing. Put it in the comments below. I would genuinely love to see what you are building. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.